Greetings, welcome back to the Airbase Hell model hangar, and another nice little kit in-box review for you. Now, we're going to have a look at the Zvezda Tupolev Tu-154M. One of my favourite aircraft, sounds great, looks good, and yeah. But let's see what the kit itself is like, rather than the real thing, eh? Okay, so first of all, you're greeted with some pretty nice box art here, depicting an Aeroflot machine in the current Aeroflot colours. These aircraft have actually recently been retired from service with Aeroflot, so you won't see them like this again, unfortunately. But if you want to have one on your shelf, this is as good a depiction as any. You will notice it's actually produced under license of the Tupolev company themselves. So this is probably going to be about as accurate as you can get a kit of this, and it's in 1/144th scale. Colour callouts on the side are Zvezda's own colours, never used them, don't know what at all they're like, and Tamiya, which should give you some pretty easy cross-reference. Decals, just the one scheme supplied with this, which I say is the Aeroflot, if I'm not mistaken, but I might be when I get into the box. Scale, 76 parts, and it's 33.3 centimetres long, so around about 13 inches long, so not small. Not a bad sized kit. Just the usual stuff on the other side. So, oh, here we go. We can do other versions. So we can do, yep, another one of the, it looks like another variation on the Aeroflot or government, and then you've got some older Aeroflot colours there. Let's have a look inside now. If you haven't made a Zvezda kit before, this is usually what you're greeted with. It looks like a plain box, but it just opens up like so. A little bit of a surprise there. I'm not actually doing this as the Aeroflot one. I'm actually going to be doing this as an S7 machine. These decals are from past decals. A chap called Andre in Russia itself, just outside of Moscow, does these. Very well recommended. He does laser decals and silk screen decals, and they're as good as any that I've used so far. I've used them on quite a few aircraft, so really impressed with these. S7 is a really lurid green. In fact, you can see the green there with the people on the side and the S7 logo on the tail, and that darker green that the people in is on the underside. So it's quite a striking thing. The actual kit decals themselves are pretty nice. One thing I would say about Zvezda with their decals, do not use microset with them. The reason being is that these decals really don't need it. If you've got a nice gloss surface, these will sit down on it very nicely. What I have found was when using microset is they touch the surface and they stick like glue, and you cannot move them. If you need to move them in place, you're buggered. So don't bother. Just plain water with Zvezda decals and then get them into place. Once you sort of blotted them, then you could put a bit of micro sol down to conform the decal down. They quite like that, but just don't use microset. You don't need to. Okay, but nice decals. They're good, colourful decals. Little carrier film on them. Like I say, I've used Zvezda before. I know what the decals are like. They're pretty damn good, so you can't go far wrong there. Instructions. It's an airliner. It's basic, I will tell you that. This is literally your colour scheme, so it's a case of making your engines up, your intake. It's got the like S-bend intake for the third engine. Make your engines up, blah, 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 like that. And then into colour. That's it. Very, very simple. But this is the meat. This is what we want to have a look at. So I'm going to take these out bit by bit, put them on the table surface so you can see them better. So as I've already said in the other video, that I'm a bit of an impatient bugger. I like to get a kit and I like to take bits off the sprue straight away, snip them off and just see how the parts fit together without necessarily any cleaning on them. I just like to see what's the fit like. Am I going to need to do much work in the way of sanding? Zvezda are generally pretty good. You've just got this little bit here, you probably just hear little, just where the sprue gate's been. Generally they'll come off, and I just usually give a little sand on the side. You do have locator pins with Zvezda, but have a look at this. Let's bring this closer. Hope the phone decides it's going to... No, it doesn't want to focus for us. Okay. Let's go see if we can do it to focus this. There we go. There we are. So the detailing on this is quite nice indeed. Very nice, fine engraved panel lines. Just see if there you go. You can see all like the luggage bays and that. It's really, really nicely detailed. This, I'm impressed with it, I have to admit. It's a very nice kit. There we go. New phone, by the way, so I'm still getting used to using this in terms of the video cameras and that. That gives you some idea there. That's pretty nice, isn't it? Don't think you can go far wrong with that. Okay, so that's your fuselage halves. So now onto the wings. Again, much the same, very nice. It's good quality plastic, nice and hard. Let's have a little look in these. So your wheel wells, you haven't really got much in the way of detailing, but as you can see, it's probably not worth even worrying about detail because it's such a small recess. Once you got the undercarriage in, you're not going to see. You can see along the side here, we've got some really nice detail along there. A little bit of cleanup on this front edge, you could probably see just a little scrape, little tickle with the sanding stick, that'll do that. So that's your lower parts of the wings. These are the uppers. Look at that. All your little access panels, everything's there. Strakes are on the wings as well, not too thick. Some people would probably prefer them to be in photo etch, to be that bit thinner, but I don't think you're going to bother too much. At the end of the day, this is going to give you a really good example of a Tu-154. But there you go, that's your wings. Quite nice indeed there. So we got mainly on here we've got the undercarriage. We've got this nice S-bend intake for the middle engine. Let's have a quick look. Let's zoom in a bit and see how look on these. So again, don't forget this is 1/144th scale, so we're not expecting ridiculous detail on these, but just look at that. That's really nice. A little bit of flash just on those wheels there, but it's only flash. It'll come away nice. My only complaint would be that these sprue gates do look a little thick going on the wheels, so you might need a little bit of clean up on there, but it should come up quite nice. Here's your main undercarriage legs. Quite nice indeed. Undercarriage doors, all that sort of stuff, and various other little things and little aerials and such here. I mean, you can see from the size of my finger, these are tiny, really small pieces, but very nice indeed. So here we've got the main tailplane. It's a flying type tailplane, so it sits on top, moves down, and then we got the engine and cells. Fronts of the engines. If we turn this over, you can see we've got the fans and such, everything there. Quite nice. Even got the rear. So you got your rear stage there. Some little nose wheels there. There we go. And there's your first stage fans. I think these are representative of Kuznetsov. If I remember rightly, the M had the Kuznetsov engines. Some of them also had Soloviev engines as well. Difficult to decide which of them made the better sound. I personally, I like the Solovievs, just that little bit more whistle and shrieks with it. But anyway, that's me just musing and reminiscing of good times. There we go. Let's have a quick look at this tail. We didn't really have a look at that, did we? There you go again. Beautiful, crisp panel lines. Really nice, that. Last but not least, our clear parts here. As you can see, very nice and clear. The only thing I would say with Zvezda, you can probably see this, they mould the plastic parts in. Like it's quite a soft material compared to the rest of the kit for some reason. But it's nice and clear. Very nice and clear. And it'll go in. I would advise, if you want to use these on the kit, by all means do. There are plenty of mask sets available for the Zvezda kits if you spraying don't want to obviously paint on the windows. They're relatively inexpensive. Your usual big boys. Hannants, for example, have them in stock. KM and K&M masks, I think it is, that do them, and they're relatively inexpensive. You know, it's worth spending that, because this isn't an expensive kit, mind. You know, this is like 16 quid kit. It's not going to break the bank. You know, another 3-4 quid. Get yourself the mask, and you can spray it up, paint it, and it'll look really, really nice. That's quite nice. And the other thing, I'm just going to move it into the box. Zvezda always seems to provide a stand if you wish to do it on a stand and wheels up or wheels down. You can do it either, which is quite nice. But there you go. That is your Zvezda Tupolev Tu-154M. Very nice. I'm going to look forward to building this one.